Buddy, it is 6:43, and it is April 23rd. I'm back here in by the Golden Triangle, and I got to drop off this load here of windshields. Let's see if you guys can see that. Those are windshields for automotive. Nissan. It's going to Nissan at the Nissan Parkway. Somebody said this is the month of Nissan too, or something. But it's just more signs, you guys. Confirmation signs. Letting you know this is a spiritual battle. Okay? I had some attacks last night. You know, they're not as bad as they were, you know. Some of them were kind of sexual or whatever, you know. Then some of them were like French fry battles or whatever, throwing French fries at people or something. You know, some of it was kind of crazy. Didn't make sense kind of stuff, you know. But I think that's just them trying to do whatever they can do, you know, including the seducing. But it didn't go anywhere, you know what I mean? They're a lot weaker than they were in the beginning. But I'm like 100% dependent on Christ with all this. You know, yeah, we have power over them. It says we do. But we don't rejoice in that. We rejoice that our names are in the book of life. In other words, you don't want to be challenging them. Oh, does that make sense? Because remember, they're eternal, they're spiritual, and even though you might have power over them, you're still a baby because you're learning, you know what I mean? And there's a lot we have to learn. We also need to be fully aware of everything that God has to offer us, and we haven't been doing that our entire lives. We haven't been taught. The churches have fallen away. So you don't want to be challenging them. Just trust in Christ, okay? And believe what he says. And if you believe what he says, then you will get through this, okay? But if you get brave and try to challenge something when you're still weak, then it could probably be very, very bad. I know I've had a lot of attacks, okay? Real bad. And now I've got enough sense here now to know Satan, he's been around God for a very long time. He's actually had many, many conversations with him. And he's doing exactly what God created him for. God created him to do exactly what he's done. Exactly. And but God also gave us knowledge too. He gave us the word of God to tell us what to do, how to worship him, and how to keep this evil away. The reason why we're seeing it so abundantly right now is because most of the world has fallen away. I don't like that seatbelt over my chest like that, man. We're getting ready to go. We don't have much time, you know. We're definitely getting ready to go. I've had other people that had confirmations of dreams like I did, and where they said they turned into a white orb and had bunches of little balls in them with different colors. And that's what I had too. I seen that probably 2 weeks ago when I was in Mississippi here at the Golden Triangle. And that dream where I hung that Golden Triangle up on that back window. And then I had another dream showing me in the palm of Michigan. Like I seen all the states. And then in Michigan, right on the palm of it, down here, I seen a beacon signal going off. You know, like a beacon signal. And then all of a sudden I get a call to go to, from a guy in Texas wanted me to go to this place right here to pick up this truck. And then I did that, and look at where I'm at right now in this truck. I'm right back where I was. I'm right by the Golden Triangle. Is that something? It's a spiritual thing, you guys, what's going on. Our bodies are a host, the angels, they've been down here from the beginning. From the beginning. And when you turn around and you say that God doesn't belong in our schools and our government and everything, That's why we see the majority of people right now all acting like the devil. Even worse. It's a lot worse. You guys didn't know it, do you? Huh? It's a lot worse. Things are changing. I've noticed even on my video camera, my voice ain't recording like it normally would. See, it's changing right now. Just like we're seeing people looking more seducing, more in the open, and everybody seems to be cool with everything. You know, like they don't notice anything, like it's normal to them. Okay? To them it probably is. What does it say in Daniel's 12:10? People will get, the wicked will become more wickedly, and they won't understand. But the wise will understand. Okay? These are just little verses in the Bible that help us to understand better today exactly what that meant. You know, even though it's plain and clearly, but who would have known that we would have been among the wise? Because those that don't, even in the churches, there's a lot of people in the churches that don't understand that verse because they're not among the wise. You have to be among the wise to understand. If you're living like the world, you're not going to understand. This is the truth. You won't understand. Listen to this. You think these people are going to understand? You think these people are going to understand? Listen to this. 1 John. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust, the flesh of the eyes, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. They're not going to understand, okay? Some of these people, we go, man, they're really not bad people. But if you don't love God and worship Him and love Jesus Christ and knowing that He died on the cross for us, you don't have the blood of Christ on you. And if you don't have that, then you're lost. Oh my gosh. This one woman just got out of some other big truck over here. She was heading to her car, and then some other guy just hollered. I think these are like prostitutes here. I think they're prostitutes. Man. There's a lot of it going on, my friends. I've seen them all here last night. The police were here. This is what... They don't see it. They don't understand it. Okay? God help them. God help them. God help them, you know? They're not going to understand because they don't know what's even happening right now. To them, everything is normal. I've talked to some people that, you know, they just look really sad. I think the door's shut. I think the door's shut. And their spirit knows it. You know, I can't understand it any other way. But anyhow, I need to get down there to unload this stuff, you guys. Just know that, you know, and comfort one another with these things, okay? Things are changing. We don't have much longer. We're going to be taken out of here real soon. Yeah. She's running to this truck here now. Unbelievable. Where is the love, you know? That's no love. It's crazy. I don't even want to see it. They're just jumping in like it's unreal. You know, I've often said that about relationships even. He's driving over there by her vehicle. It's insane. He's got a black horse on his truck too. A black horse. Anyhow, let me let you guys go. I'm going to get out of here. I won't be coming back to this truck stop. I'll find another place to park tonight, that's for sure. Maybe at a Walmart or something. You know, there's not too much of this going on there. I don't want to see it. But anyhow, God bless you guys. Love each and every one of yous. And, you know, remember this, the grace of the Lord. For we've all fallen short. And it's by what Jesus Christ did on the cross that we're even there. Then he said in there too, clearly, do not let these days come upon you unaware. It's not written in there a lot like that. There's only a couple of verses like that. You know what I mean? Out of that whole Bible. Do not let these days come upon you unaware. It's simple. When he says don't let them come upon you unaware, and if you're not aware when these days come up, that means you weren't what? Watching. You weren't watching. Because if you would have been watching what was going on in the world, the lust of everything, the reason why we were watching is because we didn't like what we were seeing. And that's what happened with me, with my business. I didn't like everything that I was seeing. And I hollered up to God about it. I said, I can't do it. I want to do what's right. But yet I'm living in a world that doesn't want to go right. It wants to go wrong. And that's why I was watching. I seen this stuff happening. I told you from 2001, every year, right after I got my license to be a contractor, I went in the office and I said, man, there's some bad work going on. They laughed at me. They said, it's not against the law to do shitty work. It's against the law to do it without a license. I'm like, oh, man. I said, these people are supposed to be protecting the consumer. That's when I knew something was bad wrong. Okay, because when people are hired through the government to protect the consumer and they don't care, the only thing they cared about was if you didn't have a license. But as far as if you do crappy work, they didn't care as long as you had a license. You know, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is insane. It's insane. It doesn't make sense. You know? And then every year, it just kept getting worse than the year before. Now I noticed it from when the Twin Towers went down. Okay? And every year, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. That's been 17 years. What year is it? 2017. You know, the time's here. I'm ready to get out of here. I don't want to see any. I don't need to see any more to know that it's just going to keep getting worse. You know what I mean? Well, God bless you guys. I love each and every one of you. As always, I hope and pray that you guys get something out of these messages. Remember, let's encourage one another through this. And I have always asked you guys, be careful when the scoffers are contacting you. Don't communicate with them, or else you're going to find out why I had them blocked. You will find out why I had them blocked. And you don't want to have to go through that, because like I said, they can't help but do what they do. And then once you hook up with them, they're not pleasant to deal with. You know? God bless you guys. I love each and every one of you. And remember, we do have power over them, but through Christ. We want to stay close to Christ. The closer you are to Christ, and just have faith in Him, and you'll get through it, okay? Don't be challenging them. Just rejoice that your name is written in the book of life. But don't be challenging them. You don't want to be challenging them. Remember, they've been around a lot longer than you have. Okay? And our bodies are very corruptible. The Word of God says that. So if we're in a corruptible body, that means that they can just jump in you know, and mess with your mind. Remember, we're double-minded. Even though you're resisting it and you're fighting them, but they can still come in by the herds. That's where it can feel like you're being attacked a lot. And don't be challenging them. Just trust in the Lord, okay? And it'll get weaker and weaker. That's why he says, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. In other words, don't be doing the things that they're trying to do, you know what I mean? And it'll get weaker, it'll get weaker. You know, just call on the name of the Lord, okay? God bless you guys. I love each and every one of you. And remember, rejoice, because our names are in the book of life. Okay? God bless you. I'm getting out of here too, man. This place is insane.